In first quarter action, Dumas passes cross court to KJ. And he finds West all alone under the hoop for the Jazz. Pippen with the ball passes to Cartwright. And he loses it. But Grant gets to it and slams it home. Sir Charles drives the lane and finds Dumas open, and he scores on the spectacular reverse. Jordan dishes to Cartwright, who misses the jumper. But Grant scores on the wild tip. And in the middle of the first, it's a 14-10 Chicago lead. Pippen throws a lazy pass that's picked off by Dumas. And he goes behind his back and scores on the super layup. Bulls are in transition. And Armstrong gives it up to Pippen. And Scotty drives through and scores on the dunk. Dan Marley finds Sir Charles in the post. And Barkley muscles in for the hoop. Jordan throws the outlet to PJ, and he sets up Pippen, who sends in the alley-oop slam. And at the end of the first period, the Bulls still lead at 31-27. Now it's Jordan with a lazy bounce pass. And Sir Charles intercepts and scores with a two-handed monster slam. Michael Jordan up high. Drives for the defense and rises above everyone to score on the Jazz. Paxson now brings it up and gives off to Pippen. And Scotty returns it to John for the three. And in the middle of the second, it's 50-43 Chicago. KJ dishes off to Marley. And Thunder Dan doesn't hesitate to knock down the tray. Jordan brings the ball up in transition, beats Marley, and swoops in through the defense for the slam. KJ throws the quick outlet to Marley. And Thunder Dan fakes Jordan, gets fouled, and then nails the three. And going into the locker room at halftime of Game 4, it's the Bulls holding on to a 61-58 margin over the Phoenix Suns. Now, let's join Marv Albert, Mike Fratello, and Magic Johnson with just over 7 minutes left in the third quarter, and the Bulls extending to a 74-66 lead.
Barkley now guarding Pippen. Miller sets the pick. Johnson slicing through. Nice setup. Chambers rejected by Grant. Armstrong. Last touch by Chambers.
You see why they miss Horace Grant so much in Game 3, because not only can he rebound, but he can also block shots, as Mike pointed out earlier.
Now they're getting the new 24. Williams setting the pick. Grant is fouled. Foul by Miller. Puts Phoenix over the limit. Oliver Miller called for his third. When we come back following this timeout, Horace Grant will head to the foul line. Chicago leading by 8. Well, Michael Jordan has certainly been going to the drive tonight. 8 for 10 when he has taken it to the basket. 8 of 14 with the jump shot. In effect, he has been red hot no matter what he has been doing, but Phil Jackson wanted him to put the ball on the floor and take it to the basket. He has 39 points. 54 by Jordan. Game 4 against the Knicks is the high game in the playoffs this season, followed by the 44 by Barkley and Jordan, and the Jordan had 43 Game 1 against Cleveland. Most points ever in an NBA Finals game, 61. Scored by the current general manager of the Los Angeles Clippers, Elgin Baylor. He had 61 against the Boston Celtics back in April of 62, followed by 55 by Rick Barry, and Jerry West had a 53-point game against the Celtics back in '69.
You know, I think people forget about those two guys scoring that many points. Now, if I'm Phoenix, what I want to do here is try to keep this game within 10. Make sure you don't let it get over 10 because you got to stay in striking distance. And I think they should now run an inside play to Charles Barkley.
Bulls fortunate to get it back. Here's Jordan. And again, Jordan with it. Armstrong for three. The Bulls with only their second three-pointer, but they extend to an 11-point advantage.
B.J. Armstrong, the best three-point shooter percentage-wise in the NBA this past regular season.
Johnson rejected by Williams. Last touch by Kevin Johnson. Words between Charles Barkley and Scottie Pippen.
Well, it's the first time that they had words on either side. Today, you had two skirmishes. Now, this one by Barkley and Pippen, and the other one by Kevin Johnson and B.J. And normally, you haven't had anything in this series.
That little thing between Pippen and Barkley actually started about 2 or 3 minutes ago on a free throw situation where Barkley started to win a little bit too early. Pippen hit him with a little elbow. Barkley shoved him back and just stood and looked at him.
Well, to me, I thought both teams have been a little too friendly, and now it's starting to heat up finally.
That's a palming violation. You mentioned a couple of games back that you felt it was wrong for Michael Jordan. And here's another look at Barkley and Pippen having words at close range. You thought it was wrong during the series for Barkley and Jordan, who are friendly, to have dinner, spend that much time together. Williams called for the foul.
Well, I think what I'm trying to say is that you have to have some kind of fear and some kind of not hate, but dislike for the team if you're going to try to win the championship. And now this series is finally heating up because the other night they all came over, both the Phoenix Suns and the Chicago Bulls was at Michael Jordan's restaurant, and I turned to Quinn Buckner and I said, this is the first time I ever seen two teams that were in the finals having dinner together. And when I played in the championship, I never went out to dinner with any of the guys. I always felt they were the enemy. And you had to keep it like that.
Yes, we feel the same way about having dinner with the Czar. Same type of situation.
As long as he's paying for it.
Barkley hits 1 out of 2. The other day you were also talking about the no layup rule, which is not in force, it seems, for either club. I know that was something that the Lakers had back in your days under Pat Riley.
Well, Pat Riley told us when we were playing the Boston Celtics that if we let one guy come in for a layup or if we pick a guy up, we would get fined. And the same thing, B.J. for a 3. And the same thing that he's doing with the New York Knicks. And you see Michael Jordan is able to drive here in this series anytime he wants to.
All right, Miller able to put it down. So that would tie in with guys are friendly. It'll be unlikely as Jordan tries to slice through, and he is fouled. And Jordan has been able to drive the lane, but with a no layup rule, he would pay. But it's unlikely, what you're saying, that Barkley would be the one to make him pay.
Right, here he comes in, and he went in between the double team and drew the contact. And yeah, well, what will happen is Barkley's teammates will look to see if he would take Michael out in terms of just hard fouling. And normally when you're friends, you might not do that.
I just want to mention that last game, Charles Barkley played so many minutes against Bill Cartwright, and he used up so little energy that in the third overtime, he said, I was the freshest player out on the floor. But tonight, that has not been the case. He's been matched up against Horace Grant. He's matched up against Scottie Pippen. Last time he got a rebound, dribbled the length of the floor, made the pass. He's using up a lot more energy tonight. We'll see if it has its effects in the fourth quarter.
Barkley backing Williams. And a foul is called as Charles Barkley lands on the floor. Scott Williams called for the foul. Oh, Charles talking it up with Chicago Bulls fans at courtside. Looked like he hurt the elbow.
Barkley gives the little reverse dribble, drop step. The whistle is late, but you'd rather have it correct Make the call, even if it's a little bit late. Send the guy to the foul line if there's body contact.
Barkley 7 of 9 from the line. Well, Charles with some extracurricular activity. Don't read lips now, guys.
But that's Charles Barkley at his best. You know, he loves to have a conversation with the fans, especially the ones who get on him. He wants to show that he's the man out on the court, and also he tries to turn that into an advantage for his team.
It's no different here than it was in Barcelona, where the people in the arena in some of the countries may not have liked Charles, but yet through the streets of Barcelona, everybody followed the Pied Piper. Same here in Chicago.
And used the same tactics in the series against Seattle. Michael Jordan will do it on the road to get himself back involved. Jordan for Grant. Oh, beautiful pass. The Bulls lead 79-71 with 4:25 remaining in the third quarter. Barkley's pass picked off by Grant. Pippen puts the move on Miller, sets up Grant. And Chicago will maintain possession. Danny Ainge returns. Tom Chambers will sit down. New 24 for the Bulls. Now Barkley guarding Grant. Pippen being played by Ainge. Armstrong. Barkley rebound. Kevin Johnson with the crossover. And Jordan gets to it.
The difference between last game for KJ, Kevin Johnson, and this one is he made a couple jumpers early, which got his confidence level up. Right now, he's just 2 for 9 from the floor. Not real confident shooting.
Michael Jordan, very confident shooting the ball. 41 for Jordan. The Bulls lead by 10. Coming up on 3 minutes left. Third quarter. Timeout call by Phoenix. Danny Ainge shaken up. Took a poke in the eye. Oh, he's upset.
Trying to look inside at his cutters as Pippen comes down right there with the hand. That's where Ainge turns away, having been poked in the eye.
3:01 remaining in the third. Bulls by. Kevin Johnson has not done it to this point. He struggled in games 1 and 2, came back strong Sunday in game 3 in that 63-minute performance. A brilliant turnaround, 11 for 24, 25 points, 9 assists, but has not been able to get into it. Dan Marley, rebounded by Scottie Pippen. Bulls with a 10-point lead. Danny Ainge, all right, took a poke in the right eye, but remains on the floor and stays with Scottie Pippen. That's been the matchup. Jordan guarded by Johnson, and a foul call. Ainge coming over to help. Michael Jordan will go to the line. The Suns over the limit. Jordan has struggled from the line. He's 7 of 12 from the line. Kevin Johnson called for his third.
Well, I spoke to Michael before the game and last night, and he said he watched the films, and what he wanted to do was get KJ in a scoring position, try to back him in where he can get into a scoring area and then take it up over him, jump over him, and try to score there.
And the intentions of Phoenix were to come and double team him that time, but Chicago had cleared out the left side of the floor. The double team was coming from the right side. Michael just kept running away from the double team. They couldn't get to him in time.
Bulls now 13 of 22 from the line. Jordan has 43 points. Changed his mind, started to go up, crowd wanted to travel, and then it's thrown away. Oh, Jordan and Ainge trash talking. Ainge with his hands on Jordan. Jordan just told him, get your hands off me.
Exactly. Now it's heating up. This is a series now. The series I come to expect that it was going to be. Like I said earlier, it was too much friendship earlier, and now they're getting into it the way a series in terms of a championship is supposed to be.
Looked like Jordan and Barkley had some words.
Exactly. So you can't be friends. You're going for something that everybody wants, and that's that diamond ring.
Bulls lead by 12. 2 minutes left, third quarter. Here's King. And he was fouled by Miller.
Let's go back a moment ago to where the little confrontation took place. Michael with the left elbow into Ainge's midsection. There they felt he traveled. Ainge feels the pressure, thinks his teammate's going to float to the right sideline in front of the Bulls bench, but nobody's there. Now Michael's talking to him, letting him know that the pressure's going to get worse. Ainge will take it so far, and then he's going to hold his ground.
Well, now, what you have in here for Phoenix, you have basically almost their best offensive team in terms of you got the two three-point shooters, the two three-point shooters in Ainge and Marley, and Barkley down low. Now, what Barkley must do is try to create shots for those two guys or for himself. Richard Dumas just checked in as well.
And Ainge also, who did have dinner with Michael Jordan the other night. Bulls by 13. Johnson all the way, and he is fouled. And claiming that he took a hard shot above the left eye. Horace Grant picks up his fourth.
One of the few times that the Chicago defense has not gotten back there to close down the lane. Grant tries to come over late to get the block shot, but Kevin Johnson is already elevated, trying to convert the layup, misses, but gets fouled.
Well, this is Darrell Walker's type of game. And Phil Jackson getting sent to insert Darrell for the first time. He has been spotted during this series. Very tenacious defender, very scrappy player, and he will check in. Horace Grant will get a rest. Grant has 4 fouls. He has come up strong, 15 points, 13 rebounds for Grant. Minute 52 to go in the third.
And Marv, this is an important time for the Phoenix Suns. You do not want to let the Bulls get a 13, 14-point lead here and take that into the fourth quarter. Keep the game within, like I said, 10 points or less.
Jordan. And a foul is called as Barkley took a shot. The left hand now to bother him. Stacey King called for the foul. The Bulls also over the limit, so Barkley will go to the line.
It's there at the end as King pulls on that finger where Charles starts shaking that left hand on the injured pinky finger of the left hand.
This is the most physical game out of the 4 games, or the 3 games that have been played before, this being the 4th game. Now we're starting to see people contest each other. You're starting to see guys get upset, get angry because of all the pushing and shoving that's going on. And like I said, you have to have some sort of dislike for your opponent if you're going to try to win a championship. And we're seeing it finally now.
Charles Barkley once again gutting it out with that sore right elbow, as we reported earlier. The Phoenix medical staff making the point if this were a regular season game, Charles probably would have sat it out. 22 points, 10 rebounds, 2 steals for Barkley. The Bulls lead by 9. 1:20 left in the third. Walker for King. Oh, nice play.
But beautiful passing on the inside. Michael Jordan, as a post-up man, hits Darrell Walker cutting back across the baseline, who throws right back to the area that he vacated. Interior passing. 1, 2, count the basket.
And Barkley goes flying. Foul on King, his third. Charles will return to the foul line.
Now, why do you make a foul like this? For what? You don't want to stop the clock. If you're Chicago, you want the clock to keep running. Make Charles catch it and make a tough move on you. Now, you just fouled him last time, sending him to the free throw line to get 2 free throws. Now you're going to return, foul him again. Now, this will be a chance for Charles to make 4 free throws in a row and also stop the clock, which is in favor of the Phoenix Suns.
Frank Johnson makes his first appearance of the game, and Kevin Johnson will sit down. Kevin Johnson played 22 minutes in the first half after the 63 minutes in the triple overtime. Frank Johnson played well in the losses to the Bulls in Phoenix games 1 and 2.
In the first 3 games of this series, Phoenix is just under 73% from the foul line. During the regular season, they were a 75% free throw shooting team, which placed them 16th in the NBA this evening from the foul line, 22 out of 26. Outstanding for the foul line.
Chicago by 9 with just under 1 minute left. Third quarter. King for Jordan. Barkley rebounds. Charles went behind the back, lost it. Paxson, though, could not control, although he's claiming that Barkley deflected it out.
But just the effort by Charles Barkley after he knew that he had turned it over by diving on the floor, getting a piece of it. The ball eventually goes off of Paxson's legs out of bounds. The extra hustle by Charles Barkley.
Shot clock down to 7. Frank Johnson given the shot. Frank Johnson hits the open jumper.
It's a good move by Coach Paul Westphal. What he did is he inserted another shooter in Frankie Johnson, so when they double-teamed Barkley, he had 3 shooters he could throw the ball to.
Pippen decides to pull it back. Bulls holding for a final shot. And a foul called. Now Walker will go to the line, and if there's anyone that the Suns do not mind going to the foul line, it is Darrell Walker, has not spent much time there and is not noted for his free throw shooting, only 50% during the regular season with the Bulls. 8-2 run by the Suns, and the Bulls now lead by 7.
He had no rotation on his shot that time. The ball didn't rotate over. Very flat, so he had to get it up now.
First free throws of this series for Darrell. It's only the second game he's played in the series. Trent Tucker checks back. Richard Dumas sitting down. Bulls having big problems at the line, and it is waved off. Little hesitation by Darrell Walker. It caused one of the Bulls to step in too soon. Like a Chris Dudley free throw.
By Walker bringing the ball back over his head and pausing for a second with it. His teammate crossed the lane line.
And Kevin Johnson able to penetrate, so the Suns come roaring back. Final seconds of the quarter. Pippen. And after 3, the Bulls now lead by 5, a 10-2 run by Phoenix. Chicago led by as many as 13. Michael Jordan, the high man, with 43. We're headed to the 4th. They are not a good foul shooting team. That's the case throughout the regular season. Now the turnover, Pippen gets it to Jordan. Jordan looks to settle it down, regroups. Shot clock at 7. And Jordan is fouled. Dumas called for his 3rd. Even Michael Jordan has had his problems at the line. 9 of 14 from the, no, it is a non-shooting foul. Bulls thought that Michael was in the act. Pippen for Williams.
Well, see, now you're starting to see that with Mark West sitting on the bench, Chicago Bulls are now attacking the basket. They're going to take it ball to the basket because there's no shot blockers in the game for Phoenix.
Chicago leads by 6. Barkley feeling around for the presence of Williams. Chambers. And Lewis able to score with the putback. He has 17. The Bulls 93, the Suns 89. 7:10 left in the game. Armstrong has been off. Johnson with the ball fake, went all the way. Here comes Jordan. For Michael Jordan. The Bulls 95, the Suns 89.
What Paul Westphal was upset about is he felt that when Kevin Johnson went to the basket, they were riding him out on their hip, and that's the reason he didn't finish the play.
It counts, and the foul. Charles Barkley will go to the line.
You talk about guys going strong. Let's go back first, though, to Michael Jordan, who sees the opportunity. Chambers does not step up high enough, but then again, with Michael floating, who can?
Now, Charles Barkley going to feel Williams, and he's going to spin on him, but then he's going to dunk it right over Scottie Pippen. You talking about a strong man going to the hole. He was a possessed man. He wanted that 2-point.
Scott Williams called for the foul, so that is number 6. He is gone. 6.5 remaining of the game. Timeout is called. Bulls by 4. It has been a Michael Jordan explosion tonight. 19 for 32, 47 points in all. And he is headed in the direction of a 7th career 50-plus game in the playoffs. His all-time high in the playoffs, 63, April of 86 against the Boston Celtics. He had a 54-point game against the Knicks in May in the Eastern Conference Final Series.
Well, Marv, it's either going to take him to score probably about almost 60 tonight to win this game, or it's going to take him to get more assists right here in these last 6 minutes and 30 seconds. He's going to have to come up with either more offense or more assists for the Chicago Bulls to win.
Well, only 4 of his 47 here in the 4th quarter. And with Michael the other night, hit only 6 of his last 20 from the field. Bill Cartwright with an opportune time for his first field goal. The Bulls lead 97-91.
Well, we got that matchup again. Tom Chambers on Bill Cartwright, so maybe the Bulls will go and try to attack Tom Chambers.
Pippen is guarding Barkley. Cartwright over to help. Chambers open. Jordan knocked it away. Pippen with the hesitation dribble, looking for the shot that changed his mind.
Barkley was by himself on the glass, nobody else helping out.
Shot clock at 7. Jordan played by Barkley. Shot clock at 3. Paxson. Harley rebounds.
In the first half, Phoenix had 3 3-pointers go down for him. Here in the second half, no 3-point field goal.
But right now, Phoenix have their best offensive team out on the court right now.
And Johnson takes it to the basket. Beautiful penetration move by Kevin Johnson. He has 14. The Bulls 97. The Suns 93. Just under 5 minutes remaining in the game. And a foul called on Marley. It's a non-shooting foul for Phoenix, their 4th.
KJ winding his way down the lane, gets an opportunity to get a look and a conversion. They've come few and far between in this game.
Let's remember, for the Phoenix team, this is the team that really won the game for them in Game 3. So you got their best offensive team out there, and they can really score.
Whoa, Pippen with the pass that had too much on it, got away. And Phoenix will get it back. Pressure by the Bulls. Armstrong picking up Johnson in the backcourt and then dropping back.
Okay, Tom Chambers just told KJ, let's go pick and roll because I can take Bill Cartwright.
And Cartwright out to pick up the foul. That is 4 on Cartwright and put Chicago over the limit.
One other reason, Chambers was the guy in the last game who was setting the good screens, the hard screens that got KJ into double team situations. He was unable to throw back to Chambers, who would either take a jump or take it to the basket.
Phoenix 24 of 29 from the line. Kevin Johnson, a good free throw shooter, 82%.
Did you say a good free throw shooter? You jinxed him, see?
Put the whammy on.
Yep. You know, right here, if I'm Phoenix, I would go to Tom Chambers every time down. I would pull him outside anywhere, the free throw line or out on the three-point line, give it to him, and let him go isolation against Cartwright.
Chicago leads by 3. Bulls try to take a 3-1 lead in this best of 7. Phoenix attempting to tie it at 2 with Game 5 here in Chicago Friday night, 9 o'clock Eastern Time, right here on NBC. Crossover move for Jordan and finishes with the finger roll, plus the foul.
Dan Marley told us when he crosses over right to left, I cannot stay with him. I know it's coming, and there it is, right to left. He gets the step, and then the elevation, and then the finish.
Well, what happens is Michael Jordan knows his foot speed is better than Dan Marley's, and he's just using all the quickness that he has.
And for Jordan, 50 points. The Bulls lead 100, 94. 4 minutes remaining of the game. Chant of defense. Michael Jordan with 50 of the Bulls, 100 points. Johnson got the step. Jordan with the ball. Pippen is rejected by Barkley. Knocked out of bounds by Ainge. What a play by Jordan, who was able to elevate, extend in the air as he made certain he had someone to pass the ball to.
And then somebody just happened to be Scottie Pippen, and the guy that just happened to block the shot happened to be Charles Barkley, who, going back in the game earlier, had a few words for one another when there was some bumping and shoving going on, and Charles reminded him once again that that was me that got that block.
So 3:35 remaining in this 4th quarter. The Bulls 100, the Suns 94 as Charles and Scottie get together. Armstrong. The Bulls 102, the Suns 94. 3.5 remaining in the 4th quarter. Charles Barkley has been quiet in the 4th quarter.
Well, he's been quiet because they haven't gone to him. They're using this pick and roll play with Kevin Johnson and Tom Chambers. Now in game 3, they went to Chambers and Barkley, but this time they're not going to either one of them.
Charles has played 43 of the 45 minutes up to this point, and in the 4th quarter, we worried when fatigue set in. Kevin Johnson hit the baseline jumper. We wondered if fatigue would set in for Charles because he was guarding different people other than Bill Cartwright. He has 2 points, no rebounds, and 1 block in the 4th quarter.
It is Chicago by 6. Michael Jordan has 50 points. Ainge gunning for the steal, knocked it out of bounds. Armstrong and Jordan in the backcourt. Pippen up front with Cartwright and Grant. Bulls with their starting lineup intact. Jordan. Rebound Marley. So the jump shot has been off in the 2nd half. Johnson. Yes. Kevin Johnson has turned it up in the 2nd half. And he's brought the Suns within 4 with 2:35 remaining of the game. Scottie Pippen taking advantage of a double team on Jordan, and then he's called for a double. No, wait a moment.
Jump ball.
A jump ball. The call was changed. and the Suns are upset.
What they're saying is that the defensive player, as Pippen went up, blocked the shot, therefore Scottie came down, and that's what caused him to then start dribbling again, so they're calling it a jump ball. He goes up, he comes down, the piece of the ball, then he touches the ground. Good call.
Good call. Good call. This is an important jump ball right here, the possession of it.
And it's controlled by Chicago. Jordan using the official Hugh Evans as a screen, and then he's pushed. Oh, Ainge and Jordan going at each other. Ainge and Jordan had a incident earlier, and they continue to talk. Michael had the finger pointed in the face of Ainge. He did not like
personal foul, Phoenix, 22.
Did not like the body work from Ainge. The personal was called on Ainge, and a double technical on Jordan, and Ainge handed out.
I still say that here's the play again. Now, you're going to watch it right here. After the foul, Michael throws his elbow up. Danny was hollering for an elbow. Then they got tangled up here. Danny gets mad, grabs the ball. Michael, they're just exchanging right now. But I still say if Phoenix is going to have a chance to win this game, they must go to Barkley or Tom Chambers. KJ is trying to do it, but I don't think he can do it by himself.
Jordan is 11 for 16 from the line. He has 51 points. The Bulls have a 5-point lead. 2:20 remaining of the game. Chicago 104. Phoenix 98. Now Barkley backing Grant, who's playing with 5. Nice move by Charles Barkley off the spin to bring the Suns within 4.
And that's all because of the concern that Chicago has with the three-point shooting of Phoenix. Nobody came to double Charles. He takes him one-on-one.
Chicago playing the clock. Jordan with the step. Jordan going glass. Rebound Grant. That's a big bucket for Horace Grant, giving Chicago a 6-point lead.
See, that's what happens when you get 2 or 3 guys trying to stop Michael Jordan. Horace Grant is open for open shot.
Oh, nice pass. Johnson setting up Chambers. Knocked out of bounds by the Bulls. Tom Chambers could not stuff it.
It's the second time that Chambers has tried to dunk a ball this evening, and it just won't stay in.
Barkley for 3. Rebound Marley. Fires for 3. Rebound Barkley. And that's a goaltend. The basket will count.
Well, the Phoenix Suns are fortunate. They don't need threes right now. It's only a 6-point game. But because of the offensive rebound by Charles Barkley, Dan Marley's missed 3-point, the basket is good.
Suns have 3 timeouts left. Bulls 2 and a 20. 1:20 remaining in this 4th quarter. Chicago with the ball and a 4-point lead. Jordan flashing in the paint. Rebound Chambers. Johnson eluding Armstrong, finding Barkley, and the Suns move within 2 with 1:01 remaining. Phil Jackson takes a timeout.
Now, Kevin Johnson has been penetrating the last 2 times down. This time, he's going to find an open man in Barkley for the slam dunk.
So the Suns keep coming back. We'll be back in a moment. Back in Chicago, another stirring finish. Chicago with a 2-point lead, 1:01 remaining. That's the timeout rundown. The Bulls have had major problems at the foul line. It has hurt them, while Phoenix has done the job at the line. 81%, 25 for 31. Look at Chicago, 17 for 30 at the line. Let's go over to Ahmad Rashad.
All right, Marv, in that timeout, the entire team kept saying 1 bucket, 1 stop. That's their rallying cry. Marv?
All right, and here are the Bulls looking for that 1 bucket with 50 seconds remaining. They have a 2-point lead. Jordan, double team. And Barkley with the steal. Here comes Johnson. Johnson. He has Majerle. Majerle is stripped. Dan Majerle was stripped on the 2-on-1.
Again, in game 3, Charles Barkley came up with the big steal. Here's a big steal again in this game 4. Charles Barkley read the play. He kind of baited Pippen into throwing it over there. He read it all the way, got it up to KJ. Instead of getting a basket, a beautiful play right there by Scottie Pippen to knock it out of bounds.
39 and 4/10 seconds remaining in the 4th. The Bulls with a 2-point lead. Both clubs are over the limit. And it will be Phoenix ball off the deflection on a 2-on-1 break by the Suns. A moment ago, Kevin Johnson will inbound. Pippen reaching around. Last touched by Pippen.
Okay, you got 2 mismatches here for Phoenix. You got Charles Barkley, either go to the post and go to him, or I would take Tom Chambers, draw Cartwright out and go at him.
The steal by Armstrong. Armstrong took it away from Kevin Johnson.
They want to play good defense without fouling right now.
There is a 7-second disparity between the shot clock and the game clock. Jordan, yes, and it counts.
You know, it would have been better for Charles to foul him all the way than halfway fouling.
Foul called on Barkley. 4-point lead for Chicago. Michael Jordan, 12 of 17 from the line. Gunning for point number 55. The Bulls lead by 5, 13 and 3/10 seconds remaining in regulation. And the Suns take a timeout. They're down to 1 timeout left.
Just when Phoenix had come out of the timeout, set up a play to try and tie the score. The inbound pass is fumbled, picked off by B.J. Armstrong, and then Chicago tries to use the clock.
And remember, I was talking about whether Charles would hard foul Michael Jordan. It was time for that hard foul right there. Instead of hard fouling, he lets Jordan get it up, and he compounded by fouling him, and it's a chance for the 3-point play.
The Bulls by 5. 13 and 3/10 seconds. Phoenix needing a quick bucket. Majerle passed on the 3 and then was fouled. And that's not bad. It stops the clock. Not bad from the Phoenix point of view with 9 and 5/10 seconds remaining. Dan Majerle, who has been very quiet in the second half after that 3-point shooting display at the end of the second quarter, will go to the line. He's 0 for 1 from the line. Michael Jordan called for the foul. And Majerle, a 78% foul shooter.
Watch out now here, because Dan might go for the make and then try to miss make the first one, might try to go to miss the second one. So let's see what happens here. Well, he won't get that opportunity because he missed the first one.
Well, right here I could see him trying to miss on purpose.
Right, the second
after
one.
missing.
Right, but I don't think he'll do it now because he missed the first one. Oh, he tried it,
Yes,
but
he did.
But it didn't work for him.
4-point lead, pressure by the Suns, who'll give the foul. Frank Johnson will send B.J. Armstrong to the line.
If I can go back to that play by Michael Jordan, Barkley foul and Michael Jordan foul, he didn't give Majerle a chance to get the ball up to the hoop. And Charles Barkley gave Michael Jordan a chance to shoot the ball.
So Armstrong, an 86% free throw shooter, will go to the line. Here's Majerle. Yes, looked like he was trying to bang it off the back of the rim. So he tries to hit the first and misses. He tries to miss the second and hits.
Right. It just worked out opposite for him.
7 2/10 seconds remaining, fourth quarter. 110-105, Chicago. Armstrong with his first appearances on the line. Six-point Chicago lead. Time running out on the Suns here in game 4. Miller fires. So the Chicago Bulls have taken a 3-1 lead on the Phoenix Suns. Despite shooting 53% from the foul line, check that, 60% from the foul line. They shoot 53% from the field, and led by Michael Jordan, who had 55 points. The Bulls win it 111-105.